Thank you. I want to thank Dr. Hayden for her testimony today. My mom, Nancy Gardner Sewell, my beloved mom, was a librarian for 42 years at Selma High School, and she really instilled in me a great love of learning, especially all the wonderful tools and interactive tools that the libraries have installed. And so I have I'm a lifelong learner and love the fact that the Library of Congress helps members of Congress get to know each other through your dialogue, congressional dialogue dinners. And I have to say that the opportunity to not only sit next to fellow members of Congress and senators, but the opportunity to hear directly from some of our nation's amazing authors has been a real plus for that. And I know that I speak for a lot of members of Congress that that's probably one of the experiences they'll remember most. Recently, public libraries across the nation have been under attack by extremists who are trying to ban books that do not align with their ideology. We're seeing daily attempts to erase Black history and strip funding from critical entities like the Institute of Museums and library services that help rural and underserved communities access information and tell their stories. Just last year, the American Library Association reported 821 attempts to censor library books and other materials. These egregious efforts to censor information and defund libraries undermines public access to knowledge and essential community programs, and they should serve as a wake-up call for all Americans. As members of Congress, we should be working overtime to protect and expand access to information. That's why I have been so impressed by the work that you've done, Dr. Hayden. You have always made it a priority to ensure that the Library of Congress fulfills its mission to inspire and inform all Americans. I wanted to wanted you to elaborate on how the digital and IT infrastructure project has really helped to expand access to the Library of Congress.
And thank you for your comments, because as the National Library with these unique collections, I often think of what it would have been like in Baltimore, Maryland, where I worked, when there was a disturbance and there were young people in that branch library that I could have pulled up Rosa Parks' in her own hand, what she felt like at the time, and make that connection. So by making these materials available online, we are providing that access for everyone anywhere, that they can see the draft of the Declaration of Independence by Thomas Jefferson with footnotes or side notes with B.F. Ben Franklin and J.A. John Adams, that they can see the primary sources. And that's been the Walt Whitman, during the pandemic, we really had educational virtual packets for not only educators, but caregivers who were suddenly educators.
Exactly.
So you could take a nature
Well, I can
walk.
speak personally about Rosa Parks' own handwriting and how inspirational it was. As you know, I represent the Civil Rights District of Alabama, and you and your staff were so nice to pull some of the materials that dealt specifically with my district and gave my staff members an opportunity to see it. And I heard from everyone how important and how personal that became for them. So I can speak personally how the digital has really, as well as the physically looking at some of the documents, can really help. You know, in 2024, the library's National Service for the Blind and Print Disabled, NLS, also expanded production to streamline the distribution of Braille and talking books. However, in March, the Trump administration placed the staff that supports libraries in all 50 states on administrative leave and suspended grant programming. Can you talk about how access to Braille books and information across rural and urban communities throughout help to bring access to the disabled?
And the print disabled, and with the Marrakesh Treaty, foreign language materials, but also there was an extension of the mandate for NLS to include people with dyslexia And that opened up definitely a broader reach and a younger reach as well. And seniors with macular degeneration and things like that. The motto of NLS is that all may read. And so looking at electronic digital braille readers that refresh, being able to loan those materials, also that people can, especially some of the younger, could download, and some of the more digitally mature could download the talking books, and all of those things really makes materials accessible to people that would have been shut off. So
Well,
it's
Again, congratulations on 225-year anniversary of the Library of Congress, and long may we have the Library of Congress have access. Thanks.